When you think of ancient Rome, what comes to mind? Gladiators, chariots, Julius Caesar, or maybe even that iconic Colosseum. But have you ever heard of a Roman legate? A title that echoes through history, yet remains shrouded in mystery for many. In this video, we'll unravel who exactly a Roman legate was, what their role entailed, and why they remain such an enigma. But before we delve into the world of Roman legates, let's take a moment to appreciate the art of war, not just with swords and shields, but also with words. If you enjoy wordplay, puns, and all things linguistic, consider subscribing. Your support means the world to us. And if you're already part of our community, thank you. Now let's meet the Roman legate. But first, let us talk about Roman army ranks, because understanding the hierarchy is key to understanding the legate's role. The Roman army had a well-defined rank structure, which might sound similar to today's army. Let me explain. The Roman army was divided into legions, typically consisting of around 5,000 soldiers. Each legion was further divided into smaller units under the command of officers of different ranks. At the top of the pyramid was the Imperator or Augustus. This title wasn't just a rank, it was a temporary honor bestowed upon a general by the army itself after a significant victory. It signified the army's acknowledgement of the general's skill and leadership. Moving down the ranks, we encounter the title of the SPQR, which stands for Senatus Populus Romanus, meaning the Senate and people of Rome. This honorific title was given to the top military and civil officials in the Roman Empire. For example, the SPQR might be inscribed on coins or monuments to signify the authority and prestige of the individual holding that title. Next, we come to the title of proconsul, often held by former consuls who were appointed to govern provinces. In essence, the proconsul was like a governor with military responsibilities. Finally, one of the most important titles we will discuss in this video, the legatus. Below these high ranks were others such as tribunus, a military magistrate chosen by the people, and then the centenarians, the centurions, and so on. This elaborate ranking system ensured that everyone knew their place and that there was a clear line of authority within the vast Roman military machine. Now that we understand the broader picture, let's focus on the elusive legate. So, who exactly was a Roman legate? To put it simply, a Roman legate was a military leader. In ancient Rome, legions weren't led by the highest ranking officers, but by individuals known as legates. They were usually higher-ranking senators appointed to lead legions, especially during times of war. Think of them as generals, but not quite at the level of the Imperator or Augustus. Their primary role was to lead and manage a legion, making decisions about strategy and tactics. Now you might be thinking, well, isn't that the same as being a centurion? Not quite. While both legates and centurions were leaders in the Roman army, they held very different positions. A centurion was a military officer responsible for a century, which was a unit of 80 to 100 soldiers. They were experts in their field, often rising through the ranks from the common soldiers. Centurions were responsible for training and disciplining their men, as well as leading them into battle. In essence, centurions were the front-line leaders, the ones who gave commands on the battlefield. On the other hand, the legate was a much higher-ranking officer who didn't get their hands dirty in the trenches. The legate was the commander of an entire legion, giving them overall responsibility for its actions. They were more like the CEOs of the Roman army, focusing on strategy and logistics rather than day-to-day operations. In addition to their military duties, legates also played a role in governing Roman provinces. When a province was placed under martial law, which often happened during times of unrest or rebellion, a legate was sent to restore order. They had full authority over the province, often ruling with an iron fist. Their goal was simple: restore peace and security, whether the locals liked it or not. So to sum it up, while both legates and centurions were leaders in the Roman army, the centurions focused on the day-to-day running of their century, whereas the legates had overall control of an entire legion and additional responsibilities as provincial governors. But when did Roman legates become so powerful? Let's take a quick journey back in time to explore the evolution of Roman rule. During the Roman Republic, the generals who led armies in the field were typically the most successful and popular politicians. They were ambitious men who used their military victories to enhance their political careers. Gaius Marius, for example, was a 7-time consul who built a political dynasty on his military laurels. But as the Roman Republic transitioned into the Roman Empire, the power of generals changed. With Augustus consolidating power as the first emperor, the need for independent military leaders diminished. Augustus reorganized the Roman army, taking direct control and appointing loyal officers to key positions. This shift marked a change in the role of generals in Roman society. Instead of being celebrated war heroes, generals now served at the pleasure of the emperor and followed a strict chain of command. This change had a profound impact on the role of the legate. As the empire grew, the need for administrators to oversee far-flung provinces became critical. Legates were perfect for this role. They were experienced military officers who understood the importance of maintaining order and collecting taxes, essential functions of a successful province. But the transition wasn't easy. There were those who resisted, seeing it as a demotion from the glory of the battlefield. However, the allure of power and influence proved too strong to resist. Over time, the role of the legate evolved. They weren't just military leaders or provincial administrators. They became the backbone of Roman rule, ensuring the smooth functioning of the provinces that sustained the vast empire. Now that we know how they got their power, let's talk about some of the most famous Roman legates. Let's start with Marcus Vipsanius Agrippa. He was not only a brilliant military commander, but also a trusted advisor to Augustus. Agrippa played a crucial role in securing Augustus' early victories and went on to become the de facto ruler of the western provinces, while Augustus focused on the east. His strategic brilliance and administrative skills made him a vital part of the imperial court. Next, we have Titus Labienus, a prominent figure during the civil wars of the late Roman Republic. Initially a supporter of Caesar, he later switched sides, joining Octavian, who would become Augustus. Following Caesar's assassination, Labienus played a significant role in the Battle of Philippi, where he led the cavalry. Despite his military prowess, Labienus's political ambitions ultimately led to his downfall as he conspired against Augustus, forcing the latter to exile him. Moving into the imperial period, we encounter the formidable Julia Maesa. As the mother of 3 emperors, Julia played a pivotal role in shaping the Julio-Claudian dynasty. Her influence extended beyond the imperial court as she held significant property and considerable wealth. Known for her sharp wit and cunning, Julia skillfully maneuvered the treacherous waters of imperial politics, often acting as a regent during her son's absences. Her story is a testament to the power and perils of being related to an emperor. Finally, let's discuss the enigmatic Gnaeus Domitius Corbulo. Renowned as a military commander, Corbulo played a key role in suppressing the revolt of the Armenian king, Tigranes VI. Despite facing setbacks, Corbulo's determination and strategic brilliance led to ultimate victory. He successfully campaigned against the Parthians, expanded Roman influence in the east, and laid the groundwork for the conquest of Armenia and the annexation of Cappadocia. His military achievements were a cornerstone of Nero's early reign. As we've seen, the role of the legate evolved significantly from a military leader during times of war to an administrator in peacetime. They were the unsung heroes of the Roman Empire, the ones who kept the provinces running smoothly. While they may not have been as glamorous as generals in the field or as notorious as corrupt governors, legates were essential to the stability and success of the Roman Empire. The legacy of the legate lives on in the way we remember and study Roman history. These often overlooked figures remind us that power comes in many forms and that true strength lies in the ability to adapt and evolve. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. We've uncovered the secrets of the Roman legate, a title synonymous with power, responsibility, and the heartbeat of the Roman Empire. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe for more historical insights. Your support means everything to us.